Alright, we are back. Back with GODZone, 24 hours in. Thought this is a great picture of Selena. Thought I'd bring her up on screen from the start. A few other great pictures from the start. I had a question about what maps I was using off the start. It is the Topo 50 maps. Nothing special, no mountain bike or orienteering maps. At least based on the look of this, which is the map holder that he's got on his bike before the mountain bike leg, with those two early checkpoints in Rotorua forest. This is what the pack rafting looks like. So these are the rafts that they can roll up, pack away, and reinflate when they get back to the water. So there's some nice photos going up on the GODZone Instagram page. And here's Team Purveyor getting out on the water in one of the lakes. So yeah, you can see them all loaded up with their packs and everything in the raft. So let's get back to overall where we're heading. We ticked off the first mountain bike pretty quickly yesterday, and then we had that long pack rafting trek combo with some interesting nav, and then we just left them when they were coming down the hill on that first pack raft leg, and we're expecting them to be on the mountain bike. So let's take a look at the overview. Where we're going, we were seeing them just here at 12 hours, so put it into perspective with the whole course. So let's give this a refresh. Cool, yep, looks like most of them are making their way towards the end of the pack raft. Let's wind it back and see if anything unraveled. So that's right, we had Avea and Tikitua hooning off. 56 Avea and 13 Tikitua leading off down the valley, with iSport not far behind. So we've got three of the strong teams out in front. I'm not really sure which start box they started in, except I did hear that Avea started in were some of the later starters, so they've made up a lot of ground already. And in this chasing pack, we have Out for the View, some experienced adventurers there. I'm not quite so familiar with these guys, further faster fledglings, but they're off to a strong start. It'd be great to see how they go. Race's Edge. I don't think I noticed these guys last time, but they're very experienced. I know Tim Farron and Sarah Prince, very good navigators, and very strong at the long distance stuff. And Ataraxia Macpac. These guys pretty experienced, a number of GODZones under their belt, and some good navigation skills in there as well, which I think might be quite useful when we get into some of those treks in the bush later on. Also a strong team. So we've got a pack of pretty strong contenders here. Yeah, I mean, these are quite good teams. So they're chasing back, and then people strewn up the hill. And just to remind people what it would be like for them as they complete this leg of the course where we're here. So this is the patch of forest that they're coming through here, following this trail and following through these up the spur here, and then up to the summit, and then down here, and then coming down the road. Coming down here, and the checkpoint. There's a checkpoint at the summit of the hill, and the next checkpoint is right over here, many lakes across. So you can see how some of these checkpoints are quite far away compared to some of the other ones. Coffee's good. Let's wind forward a little bit. Yeah, so those three are really getting out in front. So this is getting into the evening, where I'm up to now. And it would be interesting to see if anyone has a rest. It's kind of hard to tell from the tracking. You have to track each individual one pretty closely to see if they stop. But yeah, these guys getting out on the water pretty quickly. Just want to go forward on the topo. Yeah, it would be nice to play it slower, right? It's a bit fast. Yeah, so those three guys out in front, if they are getting checkpoint 11. At about 15 hours in, and Tiki Tour and there. So just checking what happened to these guys. They've got a little... So they've had an issue by the looks of it. So this is the first issue we've seen. Let's just investigate that a little bit. Team 44. So I suspect they've had a technical issue. That's meant they've had to forfeit the official results. I imagine they had an issue with the pack rafts. Let's see where they... Let's see if we can find them. I cannot see 44. Oh, here they are. They had an issue early? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, so here we are. Okay, so Team 44 have finished this first stage of the pack raft, this first big lake part of the pack raft before the trek part of the pack raft, and yeah, and then they just disappeared. So you can see the GPS brings them up in town, back in Rotorua. So something's happened. Maybe it was. Let's see if we get some more info on what happened there to these guys. No info yet. Maybe there's a better place to get info on exactly what's happened, but looks like they've been pulled off the course, and then they've been delivered back to TA2 to get on with the course on the bike, but no longer in the race because they didn't complete this part. I expect they had an issue with the pack raft or issue with the team member, unfortunately. So that's sad for them, so early in the race. But back to the leaders and this pack that we saw quite compact walking down the valley is spreading out a bit on the lake. Now, it's interesting to see them all gathering here at TA2. So I suspect there's some sleeping happening by the looks of it. This is a transition zone. there's a lot of hovering happening. They do have some work to do to deal with the equipment, but there's a lot of hovering. There's a lot of hanging around. So I suspect there's some racing happening. Some people getting a couple of hours sleep. So good for them. I thought my 7.5 hours was short. That's not enough for me. It's a heck of a lot more than these guys are getting. And looking at Avaya 56 here, they've rolled through, pretty quick. And we've got Tiki Tour and iSport still in second and third. And of course those at TA2 was where the time adjustments from the start, to reverse the start intervals have been applied. So some people would have had to wait a little bit longer, whereas since Avaya were a late start, they haven't had to do a time delay at TA2. So this is the bike leg. Let's take a look on this map here where the bike leg goes. So we're heading through the bush here on a small gravel road through Rotorua. Now this is a place I have not been. So they've got a checkpoint 13 here. Let's get onto the topo map as well. So this is what they'll be using. Coming in from here, this is the campsite where the transition was, and getting out into this forest here. So it's plantation forest for the first part, then heading through Galatea, Rotorua, into some native forest here. It's going to be pretty wild. So gravel road right into the depths here. Rotorua range. Not somewhere I've been. Very wop-wops. Okay, that's those. Quick look at what's coming up. I thought this is definitely going to be a relevant thing to watch, because we are going to get some weather hitting these guys later today, I think, overnight, and we'll see here just how bad that's going to be. But I mean, from this prediction, it looks like the worst of it is going to be in that central North Island area. We'll see how wet they get overnight. I mean, the conditions will always take many of the competitors, take them off the course too early. So this looks fairly standard, though. You've got the navigation is really very simple. You've got a road, you're turning off the road onto this smaller gravel road, and you're really just following that. There's a trail missing on this map, but it's showing on here. So you come down this valley on this gravel road, and they've just got this trail here. Morongi mountain bike track. That looks fun. Looks like a very appropriate trail to be getting onto. Beautiful valley coming up through the pass. A bit of ridgeline action. And beautiful downhill. And then from there, the next checkpoint that they're after is in this open here, close to Minginui. Shout out to Minginui if you've been there before. These are towns that are not on the way to anywhere. Wow. Very cool. And then the mountain bike trail, Whirinaki mountain bike trail here, continues through and the checkpoint is over here. No, transition is down the road. It'd be great if I could draw on the screen, or find a way to draw on it. So it looks like quite a cool mountain bike leg actually. Sometimes they end up doing a lot more on the road. But this is a lot of single trail in the bush by the looks of it, which is pretty cool. So that's where we're at for now. The mountain bike leg, 134 kilometers all up. Should be taking them 9 to 16 hours. So I will be catching up with their progress. The nav looks fairly straightforward. But I expect by the time I get back, we'll have a few of them, doing or have done this trek, heading on to TA4. Let's take a quick look at the trek. Yep. So starting on the road here. Let's see if I can get these guys side by side. Maybe this is a smarter way to do it. So yeah, you can see where they're going to be going, which is good. Sorry, I was getting distracted. Yeah, where are we? We're so taking on this trail here. I think, no, down here. Coming off this little trail. So I suspect this continues a little bit, and if it's not a four-wheel drive trail like this one's marked, then I suspect there's trapping lines that trappers and hunters will use some of the way through here. So there'll be some interesting trails, but the going on a small trapping line or a frequently used hunting trail is just miles better than just bashing through the bush. So it'll be very interesting to see how they go here, and maybe there is I'm not quite sure why this line is so zigzaggy, as if there is some sort of trail they're expected to be following here. It's not on the topo map here, but maybe there's a more up-to-date map available. Obviously it doesn't make much sense to be going from there to there to there when you could just go straight up the valley. So maybe there's a trail somewhere on the map that they've got. And that's great. Checkpoint 17 in the bush. Let's see if we can find that guy. It really is quite far down. That's this guy. Following through here. Through there. Down and across this guy. So checkpoint 17 is down here. Man, that's cool. That's great. That's really good stuff. Got to go from this lake down to the stream junction. Down here. Very cool. So we should be checking back later on and 12 hours and seeing where they're getting to. But for now, we have the Vega out front, hooning on the mountain bikes, followed by Tikitua and iSport. No, iSport had a break. I think. No, they're together. There they are, yeah. iSport and Tikitua are still in second. Highland Events, these guys doing well. Oh yeah, strong names here. Yep. So there'll be ones to watch. Sneaky Weasel Gang, strong. And remember 44 is been pulled off the course, so don't worry about them. Yeah, so now we're seeing the strong teams more clearly distinguished, and still a lot of people having a cruise, having a rest. Good on them. Have a little rest. Sweet. We'll tune back in it after 8 tonight. See ya.